This is Rob Liefeld. Kai Review is going down.
Hey guys, just finished watching Jessica Jones Season 3, Episode 13. So just finished watching the last 2 episodes, watched the whole season, binge watch it. If you want to watch I have a review of the first episode, give my thoughts on the season. This will be my video with reviewing the whole season as a whole. And then later on I'll be getting into some spoilers, but there'll be some spoilers warnings I'll let you know before I get into spoilers and all that stuff. So getting into this season as a whole, the twists and turns in this season was really, really good. It was a really good season. I mean, if you've been watching all these shows before, you watch all the Defender shows and everything, then obviously you're going to watch it. You probably have already watched this before you finished it before I did, you know. And I think that's really interesting. But if you've been slowly watching them and stuff, you're not really rushing to watch them, then this is definitely one to keep watching. The twists and turns are very good. I would say, in terms of Jessica Jones, for her storyline, I prefer a little bit Season 1 a little bit more, but the twists and turns, Season 1, I think, has a bit more rewatch value, and I think this one is very interesting. I just don't know if it has that much rewatch value, but the twist, just because once you've seen the twists and stuff, it's like, okay, but these twists, in the first season are I don't know, it's just a little bit more interesting. But this one is still very, very good. Like if season 1 is like a 9 out of 10, I would definitely rate this one like an 8. Like it has an 8.5 here out of 10 on IMDb. So I think that's kind of interesting, at least for this specific season, episode 13. So I think it's a really interesting season. All the twists and turns, I really didn't see too many of them coming. And it's interesting to see as to kind of, did they know going into this season that it was going to be the last season? Did they end it in a way that's like, yep, we knew exactly, we got the perfect ending, and even if we wanted to make a new season, we couldn't because we ended it in such a way that there is no way of picking it up from there because we've put it in concrete, that ending. And the ending, I think, could have been a bit more, I guess, without trying to get too spoilery, but could have been more comic accurate, So if you know the story of Jessica Jones in the comic books, they could have gone that route, and I will talk a little bit about this later on for the spoilers and stuff, but they could have gone that comic book route. And if you don't know what the comic book ending is, or the comic book, inevitable for her, never really happens, and that's kind of a little bit disappointing. But we'll have to wait and see as to kind of where, I guess we'll have to wait and see as if we ever get this kind of picked up again, and if whenever the 2-year contract ends and stuff, and all that stuff with Netflix and holding these characters, and Marvel can't use these characters until it's been 2 years after they've been canceled. So we'll have to wait and see as to where things go. Does that mean 2 years after it was announced that they were canceled? Because it was announced almost a year ago, or that everything was canceled, at least Jessica Jones specifically, or is it 2 years from when this came out? So we'll have to wait and see as to where things kind of go with that. But I think it would be really interesting to see if Disney decides to just bring Kristen Ritter back for the role. So we'll have to wait and see as to where things could go with that and how things could continue on. I mean, she's already in the MCU technically, so we'll just have to wait and see as to where things go with that. I'm not holding my breath though, especially with some of the other actors already moving on, getting other work. So we'll have to wait and see as to kind of where they are if they decide to come back for these roles. So let's get into this. And I think like I said, I really think it was a really interesting season. I'm really excited to see as to kind of the potential for a continuation, but I don't know if we'll ever get that at this point. So at this point, this will be my spoiler warning, and there'll be spoilers from now on, just so I can get a little bit into some of the stuff that I would like to have seen, rather than as to where things could go. So let's go into this. So let's start right there. It was definitely an interesting ending for this. I mean, I would have loved to see, spoilers, like I said, big spoilers. They did have Luke Cage in here, and I think that was really cool in here. And I was hoping for an ending where we see her at the end go and hang out and live with Luke Cage, and then getting a flash forward to them having a kid type thing. Just a very easily flash forward. That would have been awesome for them to see that. They had Mike Coulter here, and when they had him here, it kind of got me off guard. I kind of had to go, whoa, where did he left off? It's been such a long time since I've watched, since Luke Cage Season 2 came out, and I haven't really rewatched it. I only watched it probably the one time, so I had to go back and look on YouTube kind of to figure out as to where did we leave off with that show. So Yeah, I kind of had to remind myself about that. Not really important, even if you haven't watched any of the Luke Cage stuff, you haven't seen Luke Cage since Jessica Jones. If you've only been watching Jessica Jones, you've never watched any of the Luke Cage stuff or Defenders, you really don't need to for this season. But seeing that he's in here was really a cool moment, and I was hoping that while they had him on set, they could have used him like, hey, we got this scene, and then we got this little thing at the end, which is just kind of Jessica showing up to say, hey, to kind of living her life with him, starting a new family, since she has to kind of put this old family, her Walker family, and her other family aside. She needs to create new memories, and I think that would be something interesting to kind of see, and it would have been really cool to see her, flash forward with her and Luke Cage kind of having a child. I think that could have been really interesting, and I wouldn't think it would have been. All it had to be is like a 10-second clip and a 30-second clip, something really, really easy. Is you just see that her shows up and he shows up, with her bags, right? She shows up at his place and he lets her in, and then the next thing we see is them a few years later, and they have a kid type thing. I think that would be really, really, really interesting if we had seen that, just kind of a little bit of a flash forward. But oh well, they missed that opportunity, and I think they could have. The fans would have loved it for that. And so it's unclear as if they had kind of the opportunity to do that. If they knew the season was going to end, why didn't they do that? If they knew they weren't allowed to continue on, why not give us that ultimate ending that all the fans have been climbing for ever since they've hooked up in the first or second, like third episode of season 1 of Jessica Jones so many years ago. So I don't know, it's kind of a little bit disappointing that we didn't get that, and the way things end here, they easily could have added a little bit more, another 2 minutes to the episode to giving us that, and I think that would have been really interesting seeing that. Although it was kind of nice hearing Kilgrave's David Tennant, or David Tennant's Kilgrave one more time and stuff. That was really cool that they got him. I mean, I think with getting, I think it's so awesome that they're able to get him, because for all he needed to do was get like a microphone and a laptop and record it and then send it off to them. He didn't even probably need to go anywhere near set. He just could go anywhere, any other studio, anywhere that has a microphone, or even just have a own an expensive microphone. They could send it to him and say, hey, here, we want you to be in this, and he could be like, I don't have time to go to a studio, and they could be like, we're gonna send you one over Amazon, this stuff, this is what you need, just do it, right? And I think that was really kind of awesome, having his voice for the end of this show. So again, I love this show. I think it was really cool. I love the twists and turns. Were not too predictable. There were a bit of them, some of them at the end that started to get a bit predictable. Like, oh, that's what's going to happen. And it's like, yeah, where it happened. But it didn't take away, because it was predictable, it didn't take away from any of the impact of it. It still was really interesting. So it was an awesome season for awesome twist. It still hit hard. I still kind of felt the emotional weight to the scene. So this definitely was an interesting, a great season. So let me know what you think, guys, about this season in the comments below. Season 3 of Jessica Jones. What was your favorite part? And I'll see you guys in the next video. This will be the last time for Marvel Netflix stuff. I guess the next time it'll be for Disney streaming, unless you're following my Swamp Thing stuff, which I'll be doing those tomorrow. So check that out, and I'll be here tomorrow for some more reviews. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
We're here for Kyle Reviewed on YouTube, the very best Kyle Reviewed channel on all the YouTube Kyle Reviewed channels. You got that? You got that right? Thank you for watching Kyle Reviewed. Deadpool and I thought it was fantastic. You need to like, you need to subscribe. You know how it's done. Like, subscribe. Right, DP? All right, Kyle Reviewed. Cool channel.